Before you do anything else right now, I need you to stop scrolling, stop multitasking, stop doing 5 things at once and give me the next few minutes of your complete, undivided attention. Because what I am about to share with you is not just motivation. This is not a feel-good speech that you will forget in an hour. What I'm about to talk to you about has the power to completely rewire the way you think, the way you see yourself, and the way you show up in every area of your life. And if you truly receive it, if you let it get down deep inside of you, nothing will ever be the same again. So settle in, because we are about to talk about the one thing that separates every winner from every person who almost made it. We are going to talk about mindset. See, most people think success is about talent. They think it is about where you were born, who your parents were, how much money you started with, or how many lucky breaks came your way. And I am here to destroy that belief right now, because I have seen extraordinarily talented people die with their dreams still inside them. I have seen gifted people, people with real ability, real intelligence, real potential, end up bitter, broke, and broken because they never developed the one thing that talent alone cannot give you. I have seen average people, people who were told they were nothing, rise to become extraordinary, not because of what they had, but because of how they thought. The mind is everything. Win the battle in your head, and you will win the battle in your life. I want you to think about the way a winner thinks versus the way the average person thinks. When an average person faces an obstacle, their first instinct is to stop, to retreat, to say, maybe this is a sign it's not meant for me. But when a winner faces that same obstacle, something different happens inside of them. They do not see a stop sign. They see a test. They see an invitation to grow. They say, this is hard, good. That means most people will quit here. And if most people quit here, then pushing through this is exactly what will separate me from the crowd. That is not arrogance. That is not blind optimism. That is a trained, disciplined, intentional way of processing reality. And you can develop it, starting right now. One of the greatest enemies of a winning mindset is something I call the comfort trap. And it is dangerous because it does not feel like a trap. It feels like peace. It feels like stability. It feels like being responsible. You tell yourself, I have a steady job, I have a routine, things are fine. But fine is a prison with invisible bars. Fine is the graveyard of greatness. Fine means you stopped growing. Fine means you traded your potential for predictability. And deep down, in the part of you that you try to silence, you know that you are capable of more. You know there is a bigger life waiting for you. But comfort keeps whispering, stay here, it is safe here, do not risk it. And every day you listen to that whisper, you drift a little further from the person you were created to be. Winners are comfortable being uncomfortable. Read that again. They have trained themselves to chase the feeling of discomfort because they know that discomfort is where growth lives. Every time you do the thing that scares you, every time you push past the resistance, every time you stay in the room when everything inside you wants to run, you are building a winner's mindset brick by brick. You are sending a message to your own subconscious that says, I am the kind of person who does not quit. And once you truly believe that about yourself, your entire trajectory changes. I need to talk to you about the stories you are telling yourself, because here is something the most successful people in the world understand. Your life will always follow your dominant narrative. The story you tell yourself about who you are, what you deserve, what is possible for you, that story becomes your reality. If you walk around telling yourself, I always struggle with money, you will always struggle with money. If you tell yourself, nothing ever works out for me, nothing will ever work out for you. Not because the universe is punishing you, but because your brain is always working to confirm whatever you believe. It is called a self-fulfilling prophecy, and it works in both directions. The winners of this world have learned to deliberately author a different story. They say, I am resourceful. I am resilient. I find a way. I am not where I want to be yet, but I am on my way. They repeat it until they believe it. They believe it until they live it, and then they live it until they become it. Let me tell you something about failure that most people have backwards. Failure is not the signal to stop. Failure is the signal that you are in the game. You cannot fail at something you never tried. You cannot lose a race you never entered. Every single person who has ever built something meaningful has a long and painful list of failures, rejections, and disappointments behind them. The difference is they never let the failure become their identity. They refuse to let a bad chapter define the whole story. They said, I did not fail. I learned. I did not lose. I gathered data. I did not fall. I practice getting back up. That reframe is not weakness. That is one of the most powerful mental tools a human being can possess. And I need to address the people around you. Because your environment, the voices you allow in your head, the people you spend the most time with, is either feeding your winner's mindset or killing it quietly. You cannot spend your days around people who celebrate mediocrity and expect to develop a mindset of excellence. You cannot keep toxic, negative, dream-stealing people in your inner circle and expect to think like a champion. Winners are intentional about their associations. They understand that energy is contagious, that mindset is contagious, that either you are pulling people up or they are pulling you down. There is very rarely a neutral exchange. Look at your 5 closest relationships right now. Are those people pushing you, challenging you, calling you higher? Or are they comfortable with you staying small because it makes them feel better about staying small themselves? This is not about abandoning people. This is about being intentional about WHO gets access to your mind. Here is what I want you to take away from everything I have said. A winner's mindset is not something you are born with. It is not a gift reserved for special people. It is a daily practice. It is a decision you make when you wake up in the morning. It is the choice to see possibility where others see problems, to see potential where others see limitations, to keep going when every reasonable voice says stop. It is saying yes to yourself when the whole world seems to be saying no. It is believing in a vision that you cannot fully see yet, with a faith that you cannot fully explain yet, and a commitment that does not waver just because the results have not shown up yet. You have greatness in you. I know it because you are still watching. The people who do not believe in themselves clicked away already, but you stayed, and that tells me something about you. That tells me there is a fighter in you, there is a dreamer in you, there is a winner in you who is tired of sitting on the bench and ready to get in the game. So make the decision today, not tomorrow, not when conditions are perfect, not when fear goes away, because fear never fully goes away. Make the decision in the fear, in the uncertainty, in the middle of not knowing how it is all going to work out. Champions are not people who feel no doubt. Champions are people who act in spite of it. Now go and show the world what a winner looks like.